And welcome to this tutorial on OWNU Admin Panel. In this video, we'll be going over how to use the Admin Panel to control information and users on the OWNU Mobile Application. Our Admin Panel or our Admin Portal is web-based. For you to access it, you open a browser of your choice. Here on my screen, I've opened Google Chrome. And to log in, I'm going to enter the URL or the address, which is ownu.online/portal. So first, to get started, we have to log into the admin panel. You get your login information from the system administrator. I am putting my username and my password and logging in. Once you have logged in, you will see a dashboard with various options for managing your app. You can view user data, manage user accounts, edit app content like articles, forum, and institutes, frequently asked questions, and a couple of other things. As we can see from the dashboard, we can see the number of users and user types, a graph showing the forums, and a graph showing the articles that are active in the mobile application. When we click the menu, it gives us more options that we'll go through in this training session. In this section, we're going to talk about adding and editing institutes. So, to the left of the screen is an emulator which is showing the mobile application. To this side of the screen is the dashboard. I'm going to be toggling through the dashboard and the mobile application to show you how these two are linked. So as I have said before, we are going to go to a section where we can add new institutes, and I'm going to illustrate the importance of adding institutes. So we click add institutes or add universities. This will show you the number of universities that have been entered into the system. Now, how are these important? This is our mobile application. To get started, we click the get started button. Now, if you've got an account, you can easily log in with your account, or you sign up to create a new account. I'm going to sign up my account a bit later. But as you go down, you click select institutes, it shows you the number of institutes that are in the system, right? So these institutes that are being shown on the mobile application are the same institutes that you can see here on the admin panel. So how do we add a new institute, and how do we delete or edit an existing institute? So I'm going to add a new institute. To do that, I'm going to click on this new button, and I'm going to input the name of my institute. Called College of Science Lusaka, and I'm going to select a logo for my institute. So this system allows the admin to select a logo from their local computer, and I'm going to do just that. Right, and I'm going to input an address. So this logo is just for reference purposes of the college, and I'm pressing submit. So as you can see from this list, College of Science Lusaka is now added. From our mobile application, you can now see that College of Lusaka is now part of this list. So that's how you add a new institute. To edit an institute, you click on this action button, click edit, and then just like that, you can now edit an institute. You can edit the institute name, you can edit the logo, you can also edit the address, and you click submit. So to delete an institute, what you can do is click the action button from these three dots and press delete, and that institute is automatically deleted from this list and also from the mobile application. You can see the new institute, the College of Lusaka Institute, has been deleted. So that's it on universities. In this section, we are going to be talking about user management. Now, to get to user management, you click user management in this dashboards menu. Right. So user management lets you do a couple of things. You get to view all the users that are part of this mobile application, that are registered into this mobile application. And for a user to register into this mobile application, they have to sign up. If they already have an account, they can log in, right? So I'm going to sign up with a new account on the mobile application. So I'll click on sign up. I'll put a name of my choice or my name. In this case, I'm going to put my name, which is Joe, last name Smith, and I'm going to put my email address. And I'm going to select my institute. So in this case, I'm going to select the Copperbelt University of Zambia. Right. So, and I'm going to put my new password and re-enter my password. So, if you select an institute, the information that you're going to get on the app, right, is custom to that institute. So I'm going to create an account. And when I click create, it sends an email verification to my email address. Now I've opened my email and I'm going to click the OWNU email that has been just sent automatically by the system, and I'm going to verify my email. Now this page is going to show up telling me that my account has been verified successfully. So for a user to be able to log in, they have to verify their account. So I'm going to click on get started and log in with my newly formed account. And now I'm now logged in into my OWNU account. So as you can see on user management, from this list of users, my account has been added as user number 55, and I'm now in the mobile application, right? So how does user management help us as administrators? So this tab lets you add new users, right? So for example, let's say a user cannot log in to this mobile application for one reason or the other. They can either log in through the mobile application. If they can't, then you can then add their details from here, as I'm going to illustrate. So you can put in their email address, select the type of user. This is just a general user. We've got two types of user, a user and a counselor. We're going to be talking about counselors pretty soon. And you select their university, probably you select University of Zambia, and you input a password for them. right? And input a bio if necessary, if needed. Input their title, probably Mr. Mrs. Input their phone number if it's also required or it's necessary. And just like that, you have created a new user. Now Mr. Tsigo is now user number 56 here. And also from here you can actually edit a user's information, right? You can edit a user's name, you can edit their email address if they have changed and they can't seem to get through the mobile application via the login, or you can even block a user for one reason or the other, right? So you can add and you can edit a user. You can also delete a user. So let's say for one reason or the other we might want to delete this user. You can just go here, delete, and this asks you, are you sure you want to delete this item? And you click confirm, and that user will be deleted, right? So we'll no longer have that user in the system, right? So next up, let's say you want to have a user as a counselor, right? You can go in the action button, click edit, and how to make Mr. Joe Smith a counselor. Select a type, select counselor, and for counselors you have to add additional information here. Probably select their title as professor, and input a bio, probably prof. And tentatively put a phone number, right? And click submit. Where in the app do you see the difference between a counselor and a user? So if you go to the chat panel in our app, this way all the other chats with other friends go into. If you click into counseling, you see all the counselors that are in the system. Here is an example, right? So this is the information that you see about counselors. You can set up appointments, you can send in friend requests, right? So we can go to user number one, user Tsigo, and click this edit button. So you can see that this about information is the same information on the bio. So if you want to add about information about a counselor, you can put it in here, put in their title and all the other information if required, right? So that's the major difference from a normal user. A normal user doesn't have all this, but a counselor has got a bio, and a title also, and if their phone number can be put in uh, here for more information. In this section, we're going to be talking about app slider pictures, right? So after we log in into our mobile application, this is our home page, and what you see up here is a app slider for the mobile app. So the purpose of this app slider is to grant the administrator or whoever is responsible with with a space that they can showcase or advertise events, upcoming events, awareness campaigns, or any other information on the application, right? So to input information here, it has to be in image format. And how do you do that? So this is the panel that shows information that goes into this slider. As you can see, from slider to slider, it's actually revolving around the information that you put here. And this is also university specific information, right? So to add in a new slider, you can click on new, and you can select an image what you want showcased on that slider. And I'm just going to pick a random slider here, probably something quite relatable to this, right? And I'm going to select the university that I want that slider to be showing on, right? So I think I'm currently logged in under Copperbelt University or something. So I'll just submit. And this now shows on this app slider, right? So if you want to delete the slides that are coming to this app slider, you can click on this action button and delete. And if you want to edit, put in a new slider, you can click edit, and now you can then click on the browse button and probably swap this slider for another. Right. So we have added in a new slider, and want to see if it's now showing on our mobile application. Now this new slider is now showing on our mobile application, right? So on this dashboard, you get a filter button here. You can filter all the other information that is shown down here. You've got a new button here where you can add new information, export button where you can export these tables as rows for further analysis. You can actually choose what you want to show between columns, ID, images, um, all those things, right? And I think that's the general layout that you get here is what you get throughout this dashboard, right? Now we are going to be talking about articles. So you can see that from the mobile application, this middle section is written hot topics. So these hot topics are just our article categories. You've got two ways of getting to this. By clicking this more button, gives you more article topics, or by clicking this bottom navigation button to articles, right? So our articles have got article topics, a group of related articles are grouped together into a topic, and we display that as a single topic. So for example, if you click into article topic, you can click further, and it gives you a list of sexual and reproductive health articles, right? About pregnancy, about protection, and stuff like that. You click further, you get into the article, and you can now read through the article as you go. Now we're going to look at how we can set up article categories or article topics. So in the page in this dashboard is showing us a list of 8 article categories, right? So in these we can add new, we can also edit, we can show, and we can delete. We're going to see how we can add a new article categories and how they will be previewed in our mobile application. So I've created I'm now creating the new category. I've just clicked the new button, and I'm just going to think of a category on the top of my head, probably within action, right? And I'm going to select an image for my articles, right? So I'm just going to look for an image in my computer, which might be related to that. Let me click on this one, right? Right. So my within action article category has been added. So you can see that in the mobile application there is now a new article category youth in action, which is now appearing there, right? is that easy. So from here you can as well delete you can as well edit an article topic within action. I'll probably add today and it will be edited. You can also delete an article topic. So the article topic that we just deleted is no longer showing, and now we have these. So moving on, we are now going to the actual articles. So our system allows us to input a number of articles, and we do that via our admin panel. So one of the purposes of this app is to give students with accurate SRHR information and any other related information, right, on their fingertips. How do we do this? We draft our articles and then we put them in the system. And the way to put them in the system is via this admin portal. And I'm going to show you how to create a new article, edit an existing one, and delete an article that is no longer relevant or that is now unwanted, right? So yeah, two example articles that are shown in the mobile application, and these are the two that you can actually see in the admin panel. What we want to do is want to add a new one, and I'm going to put in a heading of my choice. Right, and probably put a topic of my choice, probably select an image. Let me show people staying healthy. And you have to select a category, right? So the categories that we have just created in the article category section are now showing here. Every article should have its own category. So I'm going to click my newly created category, which is youth in action today, and I'm just simply going to type I stay fit and submit. Now my article is now being featured in this articles list. I'll go and check if it's now in the mobile application. Now my newly created article is now showing in the mobile application under featured articles, right? And we can click into articles, go into this article category and click this article. And this is all I wrote, just hi, stay fit, and that's my new article, right? So for articles you can create a new article from directly into the admin panel, or you can copy your article from a Word document, right? So I'm going to get into my personal computer and click a Word document article of my choosing for illustration's sake. So I have this article that was prepared in Word document, right? I would want to translate this into the admin portal so that it shows in the mobile application. And how do I do that? I first put in a heading, could be career guidance. So probably copy and paste this heading. Put it as a topic, probably select an image. So I'm going to select an image that might resonate with this, maybe this, and select a category, probably career and finance management, and I'm simply going to copy all this text. right? And I've just copied this whole article into the mobile application. It is important to note that this would need also some cleanup in terms of formatting and also in terms of images, so that this outputs very well in the mobile application. So after you've done your copying and pasting, um, what you could also take note is how you can add links. So links help the user to navigate beyond this article. So probably this uh, could be um, this could be linked to another page that's beyond this mobile application or beyond this article. If a user clicks this, it gets them to that address, right? So what you do is you select where you want to put the link, click the link button, which is this one, and then enter your link, and that's done. You now have a link. After you've entered all your articles and copied your text from a text editor of your choice, the most common being Word, what you can do is just check if the formatting is okay, and then you can click on submit, right? So we can see from here that we now have a new article uh, under career guidance, under careers in the financial management. So now that we have a new article, we can check in our mobile application under probably the articles button, or just check from the featured articles, and you can click here. You can see that the new career guidance article that we've just added from Word through our admin panel is now in our mobile application, right? So we're going to now go to article comments. So at the end of each article, there is a section for comments, right? So we're just going to scroll to the end of this particular article, click view comments, right? So users can comment on articles, right? And those comments are shown in this article comments tab on the admin tab, and replies to those comments is shown on the article comments replies, right? And also reports are shown. So our article comments, users can actually report information that they think um, is against the policies of the mobile application or might be objectionable, right? So all those reports are shown in the article comments reports, and reports on replies are also shown, right? So me, Joe Smith, I've just replied um, on this comment, right? And if anyone reports on this, the comment disappears and it comes under um, article reply comments, right? And then the admin can actually monitor all these reports coming through from the mobile application, and then do necessary measures. In this section, we're going to be talking about forums. So our mobile application includes forums, and these allow our users to have discussion points around certain topics, right? So an administrator or a counselor or a class coordinator or whoever is responsible can post in um, their forum, right? And the users are able to comment on those and discuss around those, right? So in these forums, We have forum categories that are shown here, and inside each forum categories you've got a list of forums that are related to that category, and you can actually click in and before you get into the forums, you have to agree to the forums terms and conditions, with a couple of things that you have to know before you get into there. And if you accept, you get into the forums, right? So this is a forum, and users can actually, comment and discuss around that particular forum, right? So how do we actually start by adding the forum categories? What we do is we get into the admin panel and click on forum categories. So currently we have got two categories, fitness club, 5 a.m. club, and I'm going to add another category called probably sleeping is healthy. And I'm going to select my image, which might be related to this, and click submit. So this category will be shown in the mobile application. So we can see from the mobile application that my new forum category, sleeping is healthy, is now included, right? So from here you can as well edit an existing forum by changing its name, um, and changing its image, right? You can edit an existing forum category. And these changes also are reflected on the mobile application. So for now, we're going to go to the actual forums, right? So this is a forum that is also reflected here on the mobile application, showing you fitness tips for better health. And from this page, you can actually also add new forums, edit existing forums, or delete forums that you might want to delete, right? So we're going to add a new forum, and we're going to choose our newly installed forum category, input title, skip more, and probably put a description and a body. So we've just added our new forum. Let's go check it out. So our sleep more forum has just been added to the mobile application, right? Tips to keep you sleepy. It is important to sleep, just as we have added, right? So if you want to comment, click on view more, and you can actually comment. And our comment is also added, right? So we can view these comments, and we can view reports on forum comments. We can also view reports on replies of these forums, right? In this section, we are going to talk about counselors, right? So users can chat directly to counselors via the mobile application. And how can they do that? They can click on the chat icon, and from the chats, you have the normal chats that are the user-to-user chats, and you've got the counseling chats. So the users can come to counseling and click on a counselor and request a friend request, so they can chat with the counselor after they have a friend request. They've requested a friend request from the counselor, and the counselor responds, right? So how do we change a normal user from a counselor? So for a counselor to have an account here on you, they can log in as a normal user, right? So their account is shown here under all the users that are in the mobile application. So what the admin can do is to click on the action button and click on edit, right? So if they click on edit, this allows them to choose the user type. So the user type by default starts as a normal user, and then they can change the user type to counselor. If they change the user type to counselor, then they select the counselor's university. We do understand that counselors come from different university depending on the proximity of the counselor and the counseling services, right? They select a university, they can then now select that counselor's title, and also select the counselor's bio. So I'm just going to change this bio um, to just demonstrate how these two are linked. Right, and from this, then you can also add their phone number just for information's sake. And when the admin clicks submit, all the information changes about this particular user, right? And then they become a counselor, right? So they can actually chat directly with other users as well. So you can see that information on this particular counselor is also changed. So any user can be a counselor. The admin can just edit that user's information and change their user type from normal user to counselor, and probably add in a bio, and that's it. In this section, we are going to cover emergency contacts, right? So from the mobile application, a user can access emergency contacts in case of an emergency or when they have need of those contacts. So as we can see from the page from the mobile application, they can alert peers, they can call the ambulance, they can call fire stations, they can call the police. They have access to campus helplines, they have access to nearby support, other national helplines, and they can report abuse directly, right? So how does all this work? So as an example, if a user wants to call the police for one reason or the other, they can click on this button and they can see these are police details. So if there's a multiple number of police stations, they can see a list of police stations, and when they click call, it goes straight into the caller on their mobile phone, and then they can directly call um, the service or the police station, or they can message, and it opens the message app on their mobile phone, and then they can directly message the help system. So this is how basically all these work. If you click nearby support, so this shows a list of all the help services that are around the user, right, that are close to the user or that are close to the user's institute, right? So they can also call in, and they can also message, and they can also view the location. So that's it. So how do we input this information in the admin panel so that it actually shows uh, in the mobile application? This we do under various information tabs, right? So for calling the ambulance, you can see from here there is a ambulance contacts tab, and this is the list that's there, and you've got a call the fire station, you've got fire station contacts that you can add. You also have police contacts that you can actually also add from here, right? and you also have nearby support contacts that you can actually add from here. And I'm going to just demonstrate one because these all have a similar structure on our dashboard. You add new with a new button, you can edit, you can show, you can delete, similarly to what you do with all these other contact information, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to add a new nearby support and see how it previews in our mobile application. So probably I want to add in Lusaka Campus Clinic. Here we add the nearby support information and contact name, add an email address, add an address, and you add the services that they offer. Probably counseling, and you can also add the availability, right? And you select a university, and this is important because each nearby support information is determined by the university that is selected. So the user gets information, help information for stuff that is around their campus, right? So I'm just going to select probably Covaback University of Zambia for illustration's sake, and so this is now in the system. And if you check here, the newly added Lusaka Campus Clinic is now showing in this nearby support, and it shows you the address and the services that is offered. And you know, if I had added a phone number, it would allow the user to click a call or message in the location, right? So that's what you can do, and this is the same for all the other emergency contacts throughout the app. So we're going to now go next to report abuse. A user can report an abuse, or you can report anything directly to the administrator from the mobile application. So for information sake, message is sent from this page go directly to the campus admin, right? So these go to the administrator. It goes to those who monitor the application on university level, right? So I'm just going to type it. I've been bullied, right? As a report, uh, and I'm going to click on send, right? And my report has been sent successfully. So I go to abuse reports in the admin panel, and I can now see my report. In this section, we are going to cover frequently asked questions. So from the mobile application, we have got a frequently asked question bot, which we call the FAQ bot. So this bot, what it does is it gives the client, or it gives the user quick responses to questions, frequently asked questions, right? So as we can open, it asks you to select a category that you have a question on. So I've got a question on alcohol and drug abuse. I'm going to click one, and it gives me a set of questions that are there. What is the meaning of drug abuse, etc., etc. I'm going to click on one also, and then it gives me an answer. So this is how this works, right? So we've got an frequently asked question bot, or the user can just press a search and then they can search on whatever topic, probably drug abuse, and it shows me all the information on drug abuse, right? And then if they click the question, they get instantly the answer without using the chatbot, right? So how do you get to actually enter these frequently asked questions, and how do we also enter the answers, and how do you also enter the categories? I'm going to start by frequently asked question categories, right? So from this category list, you can add a new category, you can delete a category, all kinds of stuff, right? So we're going to add a category here, and we're probably going to call it navigating the app. and we are going to input a key. The key is the number that is going to show here. So we're going to use 6 because we don't have 6 here. And now we now have our new category here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to refresh our application. And now we have navigating the app that we just recently added now into this frequently asked question categories, right? So in each category you've got a list of questions, and if you click on FAQ, user frequently asked questions, it gives you a list of questions, right? So you can add your questions here, and what you can just is just to input how do I read articles, right? Then you can now select select a category for problem navigating. So I have added my my question, which have called how do I read this article, and then I'm going to enter an answer. So I will go to frequently asked answers and then click new, select a question, how do I read these articles, and put in an answer. So we have added our new answer, and we're just going to test out our FAQ bot. So we're going to select category number 6, press enter, and we have got a question here, how do I read articles? So we're going to probably click number 8, and it's giving us the answer, click the articles button, right? So this is the answer that we just put into the admin portal, and it's now showing on our mobile application. So you can just jump back, and we're now back here. So if you don't want to go through all this chatbot thing, you can see just questions on alcohol and drug abuse, and it can show you all these questions, the meaning of drug abuse, and etc, etc, and then you can jump into the answer that you want. So I think on look at this question, you can also edit via the edit button, and you can edit your answer, you can edit your question in the same manner, and you can also edit your category in the same manner, right? That's all frequently asked questions. Let's say we've got multiple users that are supposed to be logging in into our admin panel, this admin portal that we are opening here. So what we do is we go under this the admin tab here and click on users, right? So it shows you all the users that are permitted to get in this. Currently we have admin and editor, right? And these are just example users, right? So if you want to add a new user, we can just probably add certain Mr. Just call him another admin again, and probably put his name, select his image, so I choose that, and put my new password, password confirmation, and then select roles, right? So each user gets roles. I'm just going to put administrator and permissions, or permissions, right? And I, as the super admin, I've just added a new user specifically for the admin panel, right? So maybe this is already taken, so probably put my first name as the press submit, right? So I've added a user with this username, right, with all the administrators roles, with all the administrators privileges, right, for this admin panel. And as you've seen from the last users panel, we've got permissions, right? So we can add more permissions. For now, we've got all permissions, and we've got university editor or institute editor permissions. We can add a new user. Let's say we want to add IT persons. We can actually add them as a new user role, as a role that we can add for a bunch of other users, right? So we can do that by clicking the add button, um, selecting what we want. This just as a slug for reference purposes, right? So I'll just call it IT, and the name, IT in capitals, and then permissions. And let's just push permissions to them, right? Just give them the dashboard, I give them auth management, and probably that's all that I'm going to give this type of users. So I've just selected a new row called the IT row, right? And to go further on permissions, this is the permissions tab. So the admin has got the power to change this, but this is mostly pure backend stuff, so we're not going to really touch much on this, right? So we'll move on to the menu. So this menu is where you control all these tabs that are being shown in the admin panel, right? So if you want to move things around, if you want to rearrange this, you can just do that by dragging and dropping stuff. Probably want to put forum categories on top, you can just touch on this one, drag and you drop it here. You can actually delete a whole tab, you can edit a whole tab, you can actually put a new tab here. Just define the parent as root, put in a title, put in an icon as we have put in here, a URL, some simple rows if you want, and some permissions, and then you can submit, right? So that you can actually detect for each user what they can see from the menu, right? So that's all about the menu. And the operation log shows you as admin everything that has been done, or every activity that has been done on this admin portal, right? Just for accountability's sake. So you can see from each user which user was doing this and their IP address. So I think that's all is a brief on this admin panel and this admin portal. If you have any questions, further questions on this, you can contact us on the email that's shown in this video. Thank you.